Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for being on and on time. So we have a couple speakers tonight that were actually at conference this past weekend, and they're just going to speak a little bit of life over us. Okay, they're just going to kind of go over all things conference, and I know there's a lot of you on here that want to earn the, $20,000 diamond bonus, whatever it might be. Okay, so you want to earn a bonus, right? Or you're on here for a reason, or you want to hear about a conference recap. So what I want to talk about though is just, I remember when there were bonuses on the line like this, and I just first started, and I thought like this wasn't real. Like, could this really happen? And I earned a 5, 10, and $25,000 bonus all in my first 90 days. Okay. So that being said, I don't want you guys to count yourselves out. So what we're going to do is we're going to hear from people who are leading from the front, people who constantly show up, people who have a high rank. They show up no matter what's going on, whatever excuse they have. They truly have their 2 feet in. And I think that's just where some of us are just kind of missing because we're like, can we do this? Are we able to do this? Are we able to do this? But life is always going to be life. And so the first person we're going to hear from is someone who literally has taken over the enrollment board, has the highest enrollments every month. He's not doing anything different. Yes, I said he's not doing anything different than just what we ask. So LeBron's going to just kind of open it up and just share a little bit about, what happened this weekend and just a little bit about inspiring you guys to work through this next year.
Hey everyone, good to be back on with y'all. It seems like it's been forever. I know it's only been like a week, but anyways. Um, so what I gained from conference is, I mean, it was an unbelievable experience. Um, this company is, when I say real, they are real as real gets. I mean, we're nobody in our minds. We feel like we're nobody, and we actually um, was introduced to the CEO of the company, John, and then we got to meet Joey, Stephanie, and Joel, all of them. And I mean, they talk to us like we are just regular people. I mean, they are regular people, just like we are, and they didn't mind carrying on a conversation and didn't. I mean, so. And the reason I say that, all that, is because I want you to know who you're working with. And when I say with, this is your business, okay? And if you was working at a convenience store or anywhere else, you would be working for that person. But you work with these people, and these people are real as real gets. And so, one thing I want to say is what I got out of this at the conference is you have to um, if you're not doing the things, you are selling yourself short. You are um, you deserve to be presidential diamond or what. I mean, you deserve to be at the top. And if you're not doing that, it's no one's fault but yours. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. I say that with love and compassion because that's what I have learned. I I want to be diamond, double diamond by the end of February. That is our goal. For me to be diamond and for Brooke to be double diamond, our goal for the end of this month, and there's only 3.5 days left, is to go emerald and diamond. Um, we're close. Okay. Have I had thoughts in my mind? Oh, we're not gonna get it. Yes, I have. But you know what? I push those thoughts to the side and I push harder because I want this for me and for my family. So I want you to realize that if you're not pushing yourself as hard as you can in this business, you are selling yourself short. You're selling your family short. You are depriving yourself and your family of unbelievable things that could happen in your life. And I just I don't have. I wish I could just open up my insides and let you see what I feel and what I want for you and for your business in this company, because I'm telling you, it can take you beyond great places. And I'm not sure. I don't know how much time we're supposed. I think we're supposed to do like 5 minutes, so I probably went over my 5 minutes. But I think Brooke may want to say something. Is that okay?
That'd be
So,
amazing. Let me unmute her. And everything you said is just very spot on. Hold on, let's go here. Let me get Brooke unmuted.
Hey,
Hi.
I don't know how to work this stupid thing on my phone. So I don't have a picture up. So I mean it's just a picture. It's not myself, but I'm laying in the bed anyway. So
oh,
yeah, well 4 o'clock's gonna come real quick. Um I wanted to say just a quick little something about conference too. And it's just something that I cannot get over. And most of you've heard our testimony. Y'all know that LeBron and I are all about God. Um, but from the moment that we walked into that conference room on Friday morning, when Joey got up and he opened us up in prayer, I looked at LeBron and I said, "We're in the right place. We're home." The Spirit of the Lord came down in that place. I mean, I felt like we had done been to church before anybody even spoke in that place. Um, and I felt like that all weekend long. And I said, if I'm going to be a part of a business, I want God at the center, and I don't want somebody just tell me that He's at the center. I want to feel that He's at the center. And I truly felt that throughout the whole entire weekend. And any of you that were there and that are in touch with God in any way, I would think that you would agree with us when we say God was all in that place. Um, and that's, I mean, honestly, I'll be honest with you. Stephanie told me straight up to my face. She said, because LeBron said, "Oh, Brooke loves money," and she said to me, looking me straight in my eyes, she said, "Well, you don't love money enough because if you did, you'd be working this business harder." And she's so right. Um, but also, anybody that knows LeBron knows that I can't get ahead of him because every time I try to respond to a message, he's already done it. It drives me insane because I can't even. And I did say, "Hey, LeBron, aren't you so proud of me while you were talking to the men? I was responding to messages for you." And he said, "Yeah, but you were sending the wrong one." So, I don't know what I'm doing, I guess, but no. Um, But I just wanted to say that I am so appreciative of the opportunity to be able to attend a conference like this. LeBron and I served in ministry for many, many years, and we did lots and lots of different conferences. And I can tell you that the Spirit of the Lord was just as real as He has ever been in my life. He was just as real this last weekend.
Thank you so much, Brooke, for unmuting. And there's really no way to like explain it until you're there. And if you guys are on here, you're on here for a reason. So I want you guys to hear that, just kind of loud and clear. But Brooke, you said something that really stood out. You said, "I don't really know how to respond to the messages. I don't really know what to say." None of us do. None of us really know. LeBron is just literally, and I don't like to, use this as, any sort of leverage or anything, but he's just a hustler. And he's also probably not as emotional as all of us are. So when we ask you guys, especially our new distributors, when we ask you guys, like, "Hey, are you coachable?" It's for a reason. We want to know if you guys are coachable because you have to go into robot mode to do this business. You're going to hear someone ask you a question, and it's going to be a question off the wall, and you haven't even sent them pricing yet. We have the response. And if you question our reply, or you want to go reinvent the wheel, or you want to go change something, you're going to have a million questions from that person, and you're going to lose a sale. So we like to hard close people. We know what to say when someone asks, like, "Oh, does this work if I have XYZ? If I have, diabetes or PSOS or whatever they ask," because you're going to get those weird questions. If you go and answer and word vomit on them, you just scared them away. So legitimately, until you go into robot mode, and this is something no one knows, and I wasn't planning on saying this, and then we're gonna have Jamie Beck unmute and share too. But I went to LeBron in December because I have a huge team and I have leaders that want to go off and do whatever they want to do. And that's fine. But why are we doing things that aren't working? Why are we reinventing the wheel? So I had a leader, had one of her or a couple of her Ozempic posts got taken down. So she got in her head a little bit. And I think this is normal. Okay. And I've done this before too. You get in your head and you're like, well, should I just do a different host to post? And it's like, absolutely not. So I went to LeBron and we talked on the phone and I was like, hey, LeBron, so what are you doing? You know, I asked him a couple questions and I felt silly. Sorry, I mute you, Brooke. I felt silly because I was like, he's doing exactly what we told him to do, but then we all got all trigger happy because it was December and got in our heads, and then we got all crazy and stopped enrolling. And this business is a constant pivot. But if you are following the leader, and I was thinking about it in the chat today when he was like 5 haps up, you know, I wanted to reply and be like, does he miss a day? No. And is he leading our board and enrollments? Yes. And do you want 20 grand? Figure it out. Don't miss a day because I already said this, like life's going to be lifing. And you know, Mark was saying during conference, are you like rock in a hard place? Rock in a hard place. His whole first segment was about a rock in a hard place because guess what? It's all of us are in a rock in a hard place. Okay. There's inflation. There's life. We're moms. We're husbands. We are dog mommies. Whatever your situation is, you're always going to be in a rock in a hard place. But until you make that decision to be the 1% that does 5 host to posts a day, and maybe not every day, you know, I'm saying Monday through Thursday, you're going to be busy, you're going to sign. And I'm going to again be vulnerable, and this was not in my notes, but something today I said to my friend, like, I need 5 enrollments underneath someone to get the bonus because I just promoted someone. I need 5 enrollments there. And she said, well, you need 10 host to post and then you'll have 5 enrollments. And it shook me to my core because I'm like, okay, well, I have 4 up, but that's not going to do it. Right? And life be life. And I still have to take my son to an appointment today. I still have to mop the bathroom floor. I still have to answer everyone's calls and everyone's questions and help everyone. That's what I like to do. I'm a very servant leader and I pride myself on that. But at the same time, we still have to work our own businesses. So what's your excuse? What's your reason? Why aren't you 2 feet in? Do you really want the money? Do you think this is real? Do you believe in this? Something LeBron said is like, this is so, so real. We're going to definitely go over time because here I'm already piggybacking off our first speaker. But this is real. And it does maybe take a getting there. But here's the thing, you guys showed up to Zoom. So you guys are getting literally everything. You don't even have to be there. You're getting all the feedback. You're getting me being very vulnerable and open and honest. And I was not, this is not one thing in my notes for tonight. But I just want to tell you guys, like, we're going on a run. So either you're coming or you're not. But you can't go AWOL. You can't go MIA. You can't show up one day a week and ask your leader a question. We'll answer you, yeah, but we kind of given up at this point. Like, how do you show up one day a week and expect this to work? Or 2 days a week? Or you're like, today I feel like messaging, so what should I post on my page? It's like, that's not exactly how this works. Like, this is a business. You have to show up every day through the nooks and crannies of your day. If you watch TV, turn it off. Turn it on at midnight. Watch it, like guilty pleasure, watch it. If you scroll on Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, delete the Instagram app. If you're not selling product on Instagram, delete the Instagram app for a week and go live on Facebook and start interacting. Send your happy birthdays, send your asks, and see what happens to your business. So, Jamie, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. So excited to hear what you have to say.
Hey guys. So first, I want you guys to listen to this again. It was done in conference, but this is what really resonated with me. Being in the business for over 5 years, I've been to two green carpets. I've been to multiple conferences. This was my first in-person conference because before when I came in, we had COVID and we had to be in a hotel room. That's actually where I met Chelsea, was in a hotel room in Florida for the first time for conference. So I never got to be in the room before, but this is what really stuck out for me, and hopefully you guys can hear it. But they're not playing. You're not hearing. By more my secret.
Your life will be
Pick it up.
So
It's like a little robot mode. Speaking of robot mode.
basically it's the message in the beginning where he says, have you thought to ask yourself, what is it really going to take? You see, every dream comes with a price. Every day demands a sacrifice. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. What's it going to take? And then they play some music. What's it going to take? It's going to take waking up earlier. It's going to take showing up even when you don't feel like it, when you're tired, discouraged, and you are tempted to quit. That was the biggest part in my brain. I was like, oh my gosh, like I have been doing that. Like I have been second guessing myself. Why am I not doing what we are supposed to be doing? Why am I not fighting through the hard that our life is happening? Like life is happening for all of us, guys. Like we all go through struggles, and I mean, I can get into it. Like the struggles through this business over the past 5 years that I've had to deal with, but I've always pushed through. What is different now? Why are we not pushing through the hard and the struggles? And it's like, what is it going to take? What is it going to take for us to like realize like we can do this? We're here to change lives. This company changes lives. We're here like to believe in ourselves. There was a point where like I heard Brooke was like, oh, I just don't know if we could do it. And I was like, girlfriend, don't even talk negative over your business. I was like, you guys can do it because I know LeBron and Brooke. I know the power that God has and why they brought him to this company. I know that. And I met them for the first time at conference, guys. That is why conference is so important. These in-person events are so important. You need to be in the room. It's where we fill up our cup. It's where we need to be to like get around others, because it just takes one person saying something, which it was that video that John played before his big speech that really resonated with me to like, why are you in your head? Get out of your head, start doing the things that we need to be doing in our business to get it done. And watching LeBron, he was working his business the whole time. We were sitting down. He was constantly on his phone or his computer. He brought his computer at one point and he was working his business. He was getting up as host to post. He was doing the messaging. That's the difference between what LeBron is doing and the rest of our team. We've got to be putting in the work, because what work we do now is going to benefit us 3 months from now, guys. So we can't start and stop. You have to keep going. You can't just stop, like Chelsea said, stop one day and work the next day. We have to be doing the tasks every single day that we are given, that we know what to do. The messaging, the host to post asks, the happy birthday messages. It's tedious, but this is a job and we have to treat it like a job. We have to act like our own boss. We have to tell ourselves, you need to get up early. You need to go start putting out those sending those messages. Because once we do, yes, we're going to get no's. Yes, we're going to get the people that are going to ignore us. We're going to get people that say, no, I don't want it right now, or I don't want to post for you. But that doesn't mean that we should stop. That means that we need to keep going. We need to keep doing the things. We need to keep pushing for the yeses. Because the more that we push through those no's, the more the yeses are going to come. And it might not mean like they're not going to do it in the future. You have no idea the amount of people that told me no in the beginning when I first started 5 years ago, that now are telling me yes. I would have never had ever said to you, oh, I think that somebody from high school is going to join my team. Had no idea that that would ever happen. But 5 years down the road, I do. I have a friend from high school that's a year younger than me that we grew up with that joined my team. So never ever give up on your dreams. Never ever give up on what you want to do, because that was something that John also said in conference, that it's like, we're going to help 100,000 people in this business. We are going to change their lives. It's not a matter of when it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen, but you can set a date, but that date doesn't mean anything. You can say, I'm going to hit, like, I want to hit triple diamond by the end of next month. I want to re-rank double by the end of this month. But if it doesn't happen, do I stop? No, my dream does not stop. This goal does not stop. My goal to help everyone on my team does not stop. I continue to do it. It just means that my goal date gets pushed a little bit. And that's okay, because it's in God's times, in God's time planning of when it's going to happen. It's going to happen at the right time. The right people will join you in your business when it's the right time. So don't think that you are not a good leader, or you're not a good, like, you're not going to hit those goals, because it will happen when it's meant to happen. And there's reasons for it, that why we have these seasons, why I might be going through a hard time and my girls are killing it. At least I know I can go help their newbies. If I'm not doing like, my enrollments aren't coming, it doesn't mean I'm not doing the tasks in the back end. I am. So that's what I got out of it. So
No, I love that. And thank you so much, Jamie. And it's funny, again, I think I could get these bullet points down of what I'm going to talk about. And then you guys say something and I'm like, you know what, actually, I'm going to say this. But, Jamie called me after conference and she's like, I found out what LeBron's doing. I found out how he has all those enrollments, because you're talking to people who have so much experience in this, signing 70 customers a month, and Jamie 5 years down the road, and me 5 years down the road, whatever it is, it feels like, I think 2014, I dabbled a little bit. I've been here for a long time. I have a lot of experience in the industry, but you combined me and Jamie and Courtney, our own experience in this, we probably have 20 plus years doing this. And so Jamie's like, I found out what LeBron's doing, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what's he doing? In the nooks and crannies, he's messaging. Okay, yep. I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not shocked at all. Like, what else would he be doing? There's no throwing pasta at the wall and expecting it to stick. So some of you are on here tonight and you're showing up, and you're showing up just with one foot in. And so I don't know what you guys want, and I will use my bullet point notes to talk about this after Courtney speaks, hopefully, because she's probably going to spark something else and spark another aha moment. But, one thing I do want to say is, and then I'll let you take over, Court, but W-2s, okay? They just came. They just came in the mail, your W-2s, and that means your 1099s is what they're called. 1099s, self-employed, okay? You get to write off a bunch of stuff for it. I have a Ruby that made like $2,000, and her husband made $220,000 for the year in his own JOB. She just does this for fun money, and she's like, you have no idea, we just wrote off $15,000 and this business saved me. And I'm like, okay, cool. So when are you going to come start making some money? I don't know how much she made all year, but she made enough to write off her husband's bills, so they didn't have a huge tax bill. Okay, and that's just a weird story, but your 1099 comes, and that's the truth. Just like how I always say, E-Suite doesn't lie. So when your 1099 comes in the mail, do you want it to say 20,000? Do you want it to say 30,000, 50, 138,000? There is no limit on what you can make here, but there is a limit on you, and if you're going to show up, and if life is hard, and if you show up. If life's hard, guess what? I think it's hard for all of us, and I think that's something we don't talk about a lot. I think we're all moms, and we're all wives or husbands, and we're all juggling things, and we all have relatives or whatever it is, distractions pulling you left and right, or you're sad, or you're depressed, or you just got off of Christmas, or you don't have enough money to put food on the table. Make that drive you to use this as your vehicle, so that pour into this. Life used to be really, really hard for me when I didn't have any money. Really hard. Marriage was hard. Mothering was hard. I was scared of the future. So what did I do? I used this business as a vehicle so I didn't have to be afraid anymore. I poured into this business every day, and it was an outlet for me. It was almost a stress relief for me to go and be a top enroller. And I had no team. I pulled double diamond, 6 figures a year for the last 4 years straight. and I just showed up. And especially when the times were hard, I showed up. When I didn't want to show up, I showed up. So, Courtney, I'm gonna let you take over before I go on a word vomiting rampage.
No, you're good. I actually had a few things that I took a little notes. And first thing after you said that, I wrote down, I literally on the page that I'm at, it says wealth isn't an income, it's a behavior. And it really freaking is. Like, it really is how you look at life. And I also wrote another thing too, and it says, fill my cup up by the one who is living water. And so when we're filling our cup up in the morning, I saw a comment in the chat. I don't know who said it, but it says, I'm absolutely terrible at this, just saying. And I'm just going to speak to you real quick. No, you're not. But the more that you pour that negative energy into yourself and you're not filling your cup up with the right water, you're going to dehydrate. And just nothing else is going to fall into place. And it is so important. And I was listening to Mel Robbins the other day, and she was talking about you are your habits. You are what you do. And it makes you think like, okay, well, what do I do? And it made me evaluate myself. And I was like, Courtney, you're a procrastinator. You wait to the last minute to fold that laundry. You wait to the last minute to do this, do that. And I don't want to be known as that, right? And so I started examining my life, and this conference just opened up so much for me because they just pour into you. And honestly, sometimes it takes the heart of like looking in the mirror and just being like, what do I need to do different? Like, what is it that I need to change? Because we're supposed to grow. If we're not growing, we're dying, right? And what really touched me too, I have so many notes, but I circled some things, and it says sometimes we choose the path of the least resistance because it's comfortable, right? It's so comfortable to be comfortable. It's really it. It's so comfortable to say, you know what, I'm just not going to do it because I'm probably going to get no's anyways, right? It's so easy because you're not giving yourself that challenge, but you're setting yourself up for failure, whether you realize it or not. And the most beautiful thing, like besides the worship service, because I was in there crying 5 minutes in, it was absolutely incredible. And this was just something that literally we had a lot of life go on in the last year or two, and my team actually now knows because I opened up, and that's another thing. You feel such a closeness when you see your people in person. It's like a different, I can't even explain it. It's like you see your friends in person for the first time, but you already know them, but you already feel that closeness with them. And I shared my story with one of my girls, and it was really hard to open up to that because I don't share that with a lot of people. It's really, really personal. And she texted me and she's like, thank you for sharing because I've been battling for XYZ. And honestly, I wouldn't have gotten that experience if I wasn't there. And what the coolest thing was, they don't know it, but we were sitting on our rows and we're just listening to these stories and to, them pouring into us. And I just look over and I just see my team's just faces. And I can't tell you, that was the most beautiful thing that I could ever witness because I wouldn't have seen that if I wasn't there, for one. But for two, it's like, wow, what a freaking reward this business is. When you stop getting your eyes, when you stop literally focusing on yourself, take yourself out of the circle, okay? This isn't about us. Yes, we started for, and this is what Kelly Brown said on stage. She's like, yeah, you started for yourself. You may have started for yourself, but you do not end it being with yourself. You are here to change people's lives. That's our whole mantra, like motto now, like change people's lives together. Okay. And so when I look over and I see my team and just the facial expressions of there's nothing, I can't even explain it, but it's such a beautiful thing because it's like they are feeling it. They know. It's like they just had to get in the room to just hear these stories. And let me just be clear here. There's nothing different between us and an Ambassador Diamond, Double Ambassador, Stephanie and Joel. There's nothing different than them. They just have a little bit more money in the bank account, I'm sure. But there's nothing different besides that. Because when I was listening to the panels that was being spoke up there, everyone was different. Everyone had a lot of freaking life go on. A girl lost her dad a few months ago, and it was a whole thing. I know that Kelly Brown shared her powerful story about growing up in a trailer park, and literally, like, it was such a bad situation, but she didn't let that be her excuse, because a lot of times what we do is we let our situations be our excuse. But if you really, and we just want to have pity parties, and that's fine. There's some days where you just want to cry, right? But give yourself a second and strap them boots up and get back up, because you know what? That's exactly what Satan wants to happen. He wants you to feel defeated. I tell my kids this all the time. Like, when they start talking negative about themselves, we nip it. We freaking nip it. And you should nip it too. Because why are you feeding into that negativity, right? It's like, no, that's exactly what Satan wants. He wants to rob you from all things good. He wants you to have all the negative energy, right? But you're just letting him. And it's like, we have a choice every single day when we wake up. And, um, when I went back to saying, I don't want to define myself as a procrastinator, and I'm working on it. I'm still rolling in like 3 minutes late sometimes places, but I've had to literally talk to myself the other day, like literally. I was like, Courtney, why are you getting up at 4:45, walking your husband out, fixing his coffee, doing his things because he's spoiled rotten? And why are you going back to bed for only 45 more minutes to then wake up again to get your kids ready to rush around? I was like, that don't make no freaking sense. I'm getting up twice, literally, and it's twice as hard. I'm making it harder on myself. So you know what I did? I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be a procrastinator. And I made my mind up, and I said, I'm going to get up at 4:45 and I'm going to stay up. I'm going to work out. I'm going to take my time in the morning. And you know what? Our mornings with my children are so much more smoother because I'm not rushing around yelling at them, making chaos for them. Because here's the thing, what you do for yourself in the morning and how you start your day off, it's going to trickle on your family too. Because it ain't about just us. Like, I keep saying that, but like, I noticed whenever I felt so rushed, which of course that was my decisions, right? I decided to be a procrastinator and I decided to feel rushed because of my stupid decisions. I was being more snippy and more frustrated and stuff to my kids. Now, do my kids deserve that? No, it's not their fault that I woke up however much later. And you know what I'm saying? The point is what I really got from these people at conference was they just made their freaking mind up and they did something about it. And basically, I wrote this too, says dreaming is like a muscle. The more you work it, the bigger it gets. And it's really true. These people just started dreaming bigger. These people use their whys not as an excuse, but as something that changed their situation and changed their life. And they said it's not okay to give 100 or 0% some. It's not okay to give 0% some days, but it's okay to not give 100% daily. Like, let that sit in for a minute. We can't give our 100% every single day. We can't physically do that. But a lot of us, the problem is, and this really like hit me, was a lot of us will give 0, 0, 0, 0, 100, 0, 0, 0, 0, maybe 5, maybe 10, 0, 0, 100, right? And that's not going to work. We're not going to always be at 100%, but we've got to put some percentage out there, every day, every freaking day. Because what happens when you do the zeros, you're going to just fall off. And then you're going to be like, oh, I'm not good at this. Oh, I sucked at this. Oh, and it's like, no, sister or brother, it is the lack of you being consistent. It is literally the lack of being consistent and the lack of mindset. And so I just want you to just know, like, any time that we have another event, like you try to get there, it was just the most powerful thing. And I just loved hanging out with everyone too. Like, it's so cool is like just being able to sit in the room with these people that you've looked up to and been inspired by and just realize they're just like me. They have legs and arms and eyes and a nose and air in their lungs. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, huh, and so it just makes you realize You know, they just worked hard. And I will realize too that some people just think that they're lucky. No, the more that I got closer to Stephanie, I'm like, wow, you have a testimony. Like there's no luck. And how that right there is honestly like a punch in the face. Because these people literally went days with no, lack of sleep and this, that. I feel like that right now. But you're never going to look back and regret, wow, I really wish on January 28th, 2015, I got that one more hour of sleep. You're never going to look back and regret that when you receive a $20,000 bonus. You're not going to just be like, man, I should have slept in 30 more minutes on that Tuesday. Like, no, you're going to be freaking tired. But when you accomplish that, boy, you're going to be so proud of yourself. And do start with the new wins. Start with, I got my 5 hosted posts up today. Like, and then you do it again and again and again, and you do small wins, just like with Dave Ramsey's like, do the small, we were talking about that. We were like, do the small bills and debt first so that you find those small wins to where you feel accomplished and you feel like you done something right for yourself and that you're just excited to keep you pushing more forward to pay that bigger debt off that you have hanging over your head. It's like you do the small wins. You wake up and just get in yourself a freaking routine. I swear, I was telling my team that I was like, I need to be better about writing my tasks down on pen to paper and getting a actual routine. Because like you were saying, Chelsea, like this is a job and it's not going to pay you unless you do it. I mean, you try going to your 9 to 5, try going for 2 days a week. And then next week you don't feel like going, so you'll maybe go one, maybe half a day. And then the next week you might not even be there for that long, to be honest. If you show up like that, you'll get straight up fired. Okay. Luckily with this business, you don't get fired, but you're not going to get paid for what you're not doing. And y'all, I'm just saying, we need to learn to turn our groans into gratitude and remember what we have, because we literally can get so hung up in our heads and just make ourselves just feel like this victim when really we have a blessing on our hands that we just take for granted. Like we really freaking do. I've been able to stay home with my kids from newborn until now because of this business. A lot of people know, like I started again this past April. I was with the company previously 4 years before, and it allowed me to literally have every single moment with my children. And so now I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, there's times back in the past that I just thought the grass is greener, or I just thought, I took it for granted. And it's just, I'm here to tell you it's not. Okay. Been around, it's not greener. Okay. And the conference literally reminded me of that. I literally was sobbing because I was overwhelmed of the joy of what the Lord has brought me through, and then the people that he's connected me with that I would never met because of this business on social media. And then he brought us together in that room together. Like, wow, what a testimony that is. But literally I was sitting on the couch today working my business. I was like, I'm literally sitting on the couch with a blanket, all comfy, all snuggly. I got my laptop, I got my notebook, I got my planner, I got my phone. Don't need my laptop, never opened it, but I just set it there so I didn't have to get up again. Anyways, I was like, wow, this really isn't hard. We just making it too hard. We are literally overcomplicating it. And just like Jamie was saying, and I know I'm talking over my time, but LeBron, like literally, we were looking and we're like, there he is again. There he is again. He's like, another order. And it's like, do we want that though? Like, why are we in this business? To get orders in and sign distributors and make an extra income for our family? But then I also noticed him and Brooke being able to spend time together, quality time together. And I've seen him still be, having fun and like doing the things, and why can't we all do that? Nooks and crannies, we promote that. Why aren't we doing that though? And but anyways, it was just crazy. Yeah, like Jamie said, people were from Germany, I mean, all over the place. And I'm like, whoa, look, we really are global, and the fact that they came that far for a conference for a few days, it's like incredible. So it was just really awesome. Like I can't even tell you. It's really just speechless. It's just speechless. But I just see what it's already doing for my team. Like the people that went with me, they're enrolling like crazy because I don't know, it just puts this fire in you that it's just an excitement in you that you're like, why not me? Like it's almost like you have to get mad and be like, throw something across the room and just be like, why not me? You know what I mean? Why am I holding myself back? Why am I self-sabotaging myself? Because I literally do that myself, you guys. I've literally self-sabotaged myself multiple times. And so it's like, stop doing that and just say, why not me? Write your goals down, dream bigger, work that muscle out. Because honestly, it's just changing. Like, I'm so excited to see what's going to happen in the next 2 months because these bonuses, if you ain't working your tail off for that, like, what are you even doing? So, anyways, that's really all I have.
Yeah, that was so amazing, Courtney. I love that so much. LeBron, Brooke, Jamie, thank you guys for pouring into us. If you guys are on here and you weren't at conference, get to the next event, okay? That's what we're hearing loud and clear from all four of them, or three of them, four of them. So I just want to say, I just want to close this out. You guys have to make a decision, and I say this every time we end a Zoom. Don't get off here tonight. Don't go watch TV, scroll on your phone, whatever you have to do. I know we're all in different time zones and all our evenings look different. Go do something for your business tonight that tomorrow yourself's going to thank you for. Go send that message you're scared to send. Go ask that person to join your team that's been on your heart, or there's probably 3 of them that you're scared to ask. Go do something tonight that your future self's going to thank you for. You four, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for everyone who went to conference, everyone who represented. I want you guys to really hone in on the next couple of months because there is a lot of bonuses on the table. This team is momentum and we are going places. We're going to earn the bonuses, and I say this again with a lot of grace, but with or without you. But we want to be with you doing it. So decide, put your 2 feet in, make that decision now. Stop counting yourself out. And again, tonight, go pour into your business. Do it when you don't feel like it. Do it tired. Do it scared. Do it happy. Whatever that looks like for you, just do it.